Now, as Chairman Mullen, Admiral Mullen, stated today before the House Armed Services Committee, the ultimate decision was a more aggressive formulation, if you will, in terms of the timeline than what we had recommended. Again, that is understandable in the sense that there are broader considerations beyond just those of a military commander.
Do you anticipate your basic views on this issue changing at all as you take the helm with the CIA? In other words, do you see torture any differently in a CIA context?
My experience is that those interrogation techniques, which are judged to be humane, and by the way, we have had the International Committee of the Red Cross in all of our detainee facilities in Iraq and Afghanistan. We opened up some during my time in each of those commands that were conducted by some of our special operations forces, and they have been judged as the gold standard by that international organization. Those techniques, again, do work. We do gain very important information, and as I mentioned, that's why in many cases we prefer to capture extremists rather than to kill them. But also, I would submit to this body and really to policymakers that there may be consideration of a special case, and I have talked about this on the record before. I do think there is a need, at the very least, to address the possibility of the so-called, you have the individual in your hands who you know has placed a nuclear device under the Empire State Building. It goes off in 30 minutes. He has the codes to turn it off. I think that is a special case. I think there should be discussion of that by policymakers and by Congress. I think that it should be thought out ahead of time. There should be a process if indeed there is going to be something more than, again, the normal techniques employed in such a case. And again, I would certainly submit that that would be very helpful if that kind of debate could be held and if some resolution could be made as to what should be done in a case like that so that it is worked out ahead of time rather than under an extraordinary sense of pressure in such a situation.
That there at no time in the Afghan or Iraq conflict has there been a need to torture and violate the Geneva Conventions and the things that we as Americans stand for and believe in. Comment?
These are values we have fought for, that Americans have died for over the course of decades and centuries. And as was noted, there are two good reasons to live our values. One is it's the right thing to do. If someone doesn't accept that, it's the expedient thing to do because it bites you in the backside over time if you don't.